And you can see it in their conduct. They're losing their minds when people refuse to allow themselves to be canceled. And the best they can do really is isolate you from opportunities. But the thing is, other opportunities present themselves when you do that.
Nick Merckx is in hot water again. If you recall, Nick Merckx had the incredibly controversial statement about a year ago now of, hey, how about we just protect the kids? This was the big thing from Nick Merckx. He was a streamer, primarily Call of Duty. And he came out, and I want to show the full clip in context as he was asked. Well, I think he was kind of trolled into this during Pride Month, which, by the way, it is Pride Month. I encourage you guys to go pick up your shirts right now. But here is his well, what
Good
happened?
transition, Craig.
Hey, thank you very much. I'm a master host. Here we go. Let's check this out. This is what happened on his stream, and he is getting flack for this.
Oh no.
Transphobes struggling against the trans game. There's no such thing as trans people. That's something that you created.
No.
So have fun with your little dreamland. But that shit's not even real. Let me break it down for you, right? Penis, dude. Vagina, girl. Done.
I see he's
in here with that
Kindergarten Cop.
That's right. That's right.
Noted hate film, Kindergarten Cop.
Yes.
The most impressive thing about that clip is he's somehow playing Elden Ring in the background. Like, how? I can't multitask for shit.
Yeah, I was genuinely impressed with that as well.
Right.
What's funny is the response to this on X in particular was like, well, it's one of two things. Well, he's not wrong, or he's not wrong, but he's gonna get canceled. Yeah. It's like it's one of those things. So, Blabs, you have some thoughts on Nick Merckx?
Well, I kind of see him as a bit of a flip-flopper. So
TLDR, a lot of these streamers are like that.
Exactly. But like TLDR, when the whole BLM stuff was happening, he was getting a lot of backlash because he was like partnered with the National Guard. And so he terminated that partnership because you're like, oh, you know, against the protest, National Guard stopping the peaceful protest. Peaceful, right? So like there was all this stuff. So he was very...
Hold on. What are you talking about here? I don't quite understand.
Well, he cut ties with the National Guard amid nationwide protests in 2020. The National Guard was called in during the peaceful protesting.
Oh, this is in 2020. I see.
Yeah. So like he totally was like, oh, you know, mob rule. Even he didn't stand for principles. Whatever was the better, you know, opportunity for him. And then, you know, he said what he said about like Call of Duty, you know, like leave the kids alone, and somehow that was taken as transphobic and anti-LGBT, which I don't understand how that to correlate. And so he left Call of Duty, rightfully so. I agree with him on that. But then he went back to Call of Duty. So again, you see what I'm saying here? He's flipping. And then the other day he tweeted out something about like Trump 2024, and we're like, oh, okay. And then, so it's like, I don't know, like I can't really believe everything he says when he's flip-flopping. Perhaps he's seeing another light and he's like, I'm done with all this bullshit. I'm sick and tired of it, which is entirely true. But at the same time, he's a streamer with a mouthpiece, and whatever makes him money, I feel like he's going to go for that. And not to mention, he blocks a lot of people who say anything against, you know, whatever he says, like any different opinion, he'll be like, boop, block. So it's like,
You know, so I got a few things on this, right? The idea of him going back to Call of Duty, I think he's going to do what he needs to do to make money for his family, right? Mm-hmm. And if he saw a dip because he felt like he needed to go back and play Call of Duty or whatever, or he rectified that relationship, you know, whatever, right? As far as blocking people on X, I think that is I don't mind that. I really don't care. Like at a certain point, a block is a block because you're just tired of dealing with people, you know? And
I have a thing though. Somebody we know Cream, he's been on the show a couple of months ago. He randomly got blocked, and he didn't even say anything to Nick Merckx ever. And Nick Merckx blocked him by like association of other streamers. So like it's things like that. It's like that's kind of weird. You're blocking for someone who hasn't said anything. Like I don't know. I just kind of find that a bit soy.
Well, okay, but at the same time, like I've been blocked by Jason Schreier. I've never had that's that guy who writes for Forbes. I've never had a single.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I just think that's so silly.
Guy.
Yeah, he was with Kotaku. Like I said, I've never met this guy ever. You know, I have no idea who this guy is, right? And you know,
I pointed out I'm blocked by the comic artist who does Solomon Kane now for no reason. I've never even interacted with the toolbox.
I mean, if there's some sort of interaction, I don't mind the block, right? If somebody's coming in, they're going blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I'll never understand the you're supposed to be anti-censorship, but then you block people. It's like, really? Like if there's loud mariachi music outside and I close the window, am I censoring the mariachi band? Like it's shut the fuck up. It's like you don't want to listen to the noise. It's the people who block you by association.
That's my thing.
Yeah,
he's a bit
which is
sensitive.
what it sounds like she's saying.
Yeah, and like he comes off as like this big tough guy, right? But then you go and have like a block list of people who haven't even actually tweeted at you or anything. So that's my thing. Like I agree with a lot of things that he has said, like, you know, what he's just said now. I'm with him. I agree with him. But overall, I think he's a giant flipper, and whatever's convenient to him, he will say.
Yeah.
So I don't really think he's like this, oh, Nick Merckx for the win, he's our savior type of martyr.
No, but you know that what he and nobody's saying that at all. But I think with the big thing is that you know that he's going to catch slack for saying something that
oh yeah, 100%
biologically.
Oh, totally.
True,
yeah, right? Everyone gets fired nowadays just for that. Yeah.
Right. So, you know, Nick.
Can you imagine the absolute goat fuck that is sex ed class in public school right now? Can you imagine? Like I remember how embarrassed my teachers were to talk about it, and that was before the trans stuff.
Well, I'll say this. I can because I went through it recently. Right. I went through it recently with one of my daughters, right? Where they go through, but I'll tell you this, man. There were a lot of parents paying attention to what was being said during that conversation, you know. So it's you know, parents are waking up, man. They're waking up to a lot of the stuff that's being said and the way it's being pushed out there, for sure, in a major way. So I don't even know how old is. I wonder how old Nick Merckx is. He can't be that old, right? And he's only 33. Right, so he's still a youngish man. He's an adult, but you know, at the same time, he's 33. He's got plenty of years, and so, anyways, yeah. So you know, he's gonna get pushed back, but at the same time, he's already been canceled, and I think his stance has been pretty clear with all that.
And look, cancellation's a participation sport,
right?
You can't. They cannot complete the cancellation if you don't accommodate them by finishing the thought. Right? It just doesn't work, and the more people are waking up to that, the more frustrated the cancelers are getting. And you can see it in their conduct. They're losing their minds when people refuse to allow themselves to be canceled. And the best they can do really is isolate you from opportunities. But the thing is, other opportunities present themselves when you do that. So it's like people are they're inadvertently pushing people to gain their creative independence in the process of cutting them out of the Cool Kids Club, because the Cool Kids Club is quite a bit less cool these days. You know, Hollywood movies are making not much. Go check out the box office for the new Mad Max. You know what I mean? Like the Cool Kids Club, not so cool anymore.